Discrete time systems can be time invariant or time variant. So what that means formally is that if I have some input that I present to the system and I get some output or a response, and I take that same input, but I delay it with k samples. So I wait a bit and then apply it to the system. If the system is time invariant, then the output that I get with the delayed system should be the same as the output that I got with the original signal. It should just also be delayed. So I'll just say this again. If the system is time invariant, then the output I get with the delayed input should be the same as the output I got with the original input. It should just also be delayed by k samples. If that doesn't make sense, that's perfectly reasonable. So let's just look at an example which would hopefully clarify this. So the example here is we have some system here, discrete time system, that takes some inputs, and then what it does is it multiplies the input with the time step at which that input occurs, and that's what it produces as its output. So let's just think, just take an example. Let's say we apply the following signal to this system. The signal we apply xn is basically 0 at time steps smaller than 0. So it's 0 there. And then it turns on and it becomes a 1. So it's 1, 1, 1, 1, and so on. So a little step function basically. Okay. Now we apply this input to the system. What's the output? So the output in this case, let's just denote that as yn for different n. The output at this time step would be, the sample is 0, the time step is -1, so -1 times 0, that's 0. Here, -2 times 0 is 0, okay, and you get the point, so it's zeros. Dunk, dunk, dunk. At 0, we're at time step 0, so this is 0. The value of xn is 1, so this is 1. So 0 times 1 is still 0. Okay, cool. Then at time step 1, we're here. The value is 1. The time step is 1. 1 times 1 is 1. Okay. At time step 2, the time step is 2. The value is 1. 2 times 1 is 2. So we get 2. So it's 1, 2. Then at time step 3, we'll get 3. At time step 4, you'll get 4, and so on. Dunk, dunk, dunk. Let's make the dunk, dunk, dunk go up. Dunk, dunk, dunk. Okay. Let's apply a different input to this system. And what I'm going to do is I want to test the time invariance with this one input. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take the same input, but I'm just going to wait 3 samples before applying it. So in this case, pretend those lines are straight. We have 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. And then we only apply the signal at time step 3. So we turn it on at 3. Okay, so now it gets turned on and it's a 1, and at 4 it's 1, at 5 it's 1, 6 it's 1, and so on. Okay, cool. Now let's look at the output of the system for this little signal here. So the output of the system for this signal, so it's a different output, right? I'm just going to denote this different output. I'm just going to call it y3n because it's a different output from the other one. Let's call this one y0n. Y3n, let's see what this looks like. So at -1, it's -1 times 0, so that's 0, 0 there. At time step 0, it's 0. At time step 1, it's 1 times 0, so it's 0. Okay, so we've got a 0 there. Next time step, also 0. And then at time step 3, the value of the signal is 1, and the time step is 3. So it's 1 times 3, and what we get out is 3 at time step 3. At time step 4, we'll get out a 4. At time step 5, we'll get out a 5. Okay, and so on. Dunk, dunk, dunk. Okay. Now the question is this system time invariant or is it time variant? And if it was time invariant, and this was true, then that would mean that the output of the system that I get for some input, so the output of the system that I get for some input xn, if I take that input and I delay it by, for example, 3 samples, so this is a delayed version of this, then the output here of the system should be the same as this, but just delayed by 3. Okay, so this if this was a time invariant system, the picture here would have been equal to y0 n minus 3. Okay, is that the case? No, it's not. So this is a time variant system. It's not time invariant. It's a time variant system. Depending on when I applied my inputs, I'm going to get different outputs. Often you actually want a time invariant system because it's more predictable, and I like my life to be slightly more predictable. And so time invariance isn't always a good thing. Okay, you can prove, just for this example, taking this example again, you actually only need one signal for which basically this is not true to prove that the system is time variant. But it's also good to prove this in general. So let's just prove it a little bit more generally. Let's say that our output of our system, yn, to some input xn, let's just call this again a specific output, y0, for the specific input xn. This will just be equal to, you just take the definition of the system, n times xn. Okay, cool. Now let's take the output of the system for some delayed input. So this is xn minus k. And now what you do is you just take this and you plug it again into the definition of the system. So this is just equal to n times xn minus k. It's exactly what we did here. Here we had a x, sorry, I should have written, this is not xn. Why did you not stop me? This is xn minus 3. Okay, cool. So we took xn minus 3, and this is the output that we got. Okay, so it's exactly the same. We took n times xn minus 3. Just in general, if we delay by k, then the output is n times xn minus k. But if we take y0, our original output, and delay it by k, what do we get then? So y0 is equal to this. So everywhere where we have an n, we just now are going to write n minus k. n minus k times x n minus k. Now the question is this equal to n times x n minus k? If this was a time invariant system, then these two things should be equal. They are not, and therefore this is a time variant system. Awesome.